So you were Tom, Brian and Steve, and we have decided to put on an extra show because we had State of Origin last night and we thought we'd just talk about it now because it'll actually be moot next week and everyone would have moved on. And since New South Wales lost, nobody's going to care within a couple of days anyway. So
I don't care now.
I hate all things Queensland. I hate bananas. I hate pineapples.
You can't hate pineapples. Pineapple's good.
Well,
I don't care where you are. Pineapple's
I
good.
hate them this week.
So we're going to have a quick show. We're just going to talk about the State of Origin that was played last night. Queensland winning 22-12.
Yep.
And if you see the sign behind me, I've changed it from State of Origin to State of Origami because New South Wales they got folded.
Yep.
Let's just say.
Yep.
I don't want to talk about I think they tried, but too many mistakes, too many issues. It didn't work for them.
I said before there were even from the outset and through most of the game there were at times 6 Maroons in the tackle. You know, I mean no NRL game there's 6 players in the tackle.
No,
you know?
but you know what? If you have 6 players in a tackle, you've got edges that you should be
Oh,
moving
I know,
to very
I
quickly.
said that to somebody. I said,
You know.
quick, get it out wide because they're going to be holes. But it didn't happen, and they just monstered the Blues from the outset.
They did.
It was the right tactic to bring the crowd into it, though.
Oh, sure.
Give the ball to them and then belt them. Give the ball to them and belt them.
Yep.
Like, I mean, that gets all those. What does Lang Park hold? 52,000. So 100,000 heads of Queenslanders screaming.
So why? So
Yep.
Queensland just had more passion, more desire, more want.
No, I don't think so. I
What
think
did they do?
I think the difference was Queensland just came out with a bit of game plan. So their game plan was to belt New South Wales.
Yep.
In the second half, they've come out at the second half 12-10, and they changed. Their kicking game changed. So what did they do? They were kicking on the second tackle, the third tackle. They just didn't give the Blues time to spread the ball.
Yep.
There was no opportunity.
Yep.
Well, the Blues had no field position for most of that half. They could barely get out of their half.
But that was partially because of the way Queensland was playing.
Yeah.
But you can counter that.
Yeah. Well, they should have been doing the same
long
thing.
Kicks. You have Burton. You have.
Well, can I just say, look, Burton put up one kick.
Yeah.
Oh, I put up 2 kicks. One kick where Ponga missed it by about 5 metres, and Ponga had an exceptional game.
Yeah.
Like, well, I don't mean to be rude, but when we're in Perth, Burton put up a half a dozen kicks, and Queensland couldn't get anywhere near them.
Yeah.
So
why
are we not doing it?
That's right.
Like, isn't that a no-brainer? Hey, we found a tactic that works here. Let's keep. No. We found a tactic that works. We're not going to use that again.
Yeah.
It just frustrates me because it reminds me of a couple of years ago. Mitchell Pearce was injured in a match. Like
Mitchell Moses?
No, Mitchell
Pearce.
Pearce
Okay.
busted his shoulder or something,
Yeah.
and all as Jonathan Thurston did was turn the ball back inside and have a forward run at him.
Yep.
Back inside and have a forward.
Yep.
You know what? You can't make the tackle. Get off the field.
Yeah.
They found a tactic that worked and they exploited it.
Yep.
We had a tactic to exploit and didn't.
And not only, that's right. And you're right. Did one kick.
I'm not, and I don't understand that because if you've got a weakness, I mean, this isn't a club game where you come out and you're all chummy. This is like you've got your foot on their throat, crush them.
Yeah.
And we had their foot.
In the first half, I said that New South Wales might just have to weather this storm because I couldn't see Queensland keeping that intensity up. And by halftime, they got that lucky try. Well, it wasn't lucky, but
No, it wasn't lucky.
that heartbreaking try. And it was unfortunately down to my man Daniel Tupou, who should have let the ball go and touched it, and they went on to score. With seconds to go, which was very disappointing and disheartening. But Queensland do that every time they play. The last minute, you just got to watch them because they always pull something out of their
They
hat.
just play until it's over.
They scored in the last 10 seconds of the first half, and they scored in the last minute of the second half.
Yeah.
They played 80 minutes of football.
Yep.
All right. So
Yep.
I've got some talking points, gentlemen,
Yes.
that I'm going to bring up. We can talk as we go about bringing up other stuff.
Yep.
But, okay, the club combination. This really frustrates me.
I know it frustrates you.
I know it does. Because if you look at Queensland,
Yep.
look at where the hooker comes from St George,
Yep.
average team at the moment. You've got
He plays halfback at St George too.
He plays halfback at St George. You've got the halfback, and you've got 5'8" for Brisbane. Now it was Dearden from the Cowboys.
Yep.
Yep.
Cherry from Manly.
Cherry from Manly.
Was going to be Munster from Melbourne. Yeah.
That's right. Again, but they don't all play together. There's no
Yep.
combinations. And then the fullback, you've got Ponga, who, by the way, comes from a team that's not only not doing well, but in the bottom four.
Yep.
They have their best four
Yep.
on the field in their
Yeah.
positions.
Hang on. Now I know what you're going to say. So combinations don't work. Who would be a better halfback and 5'8" combination? There is none.
I think Cleary would be there. I think
Cleary would be
you
there.
could have played with the 5'8" position. I think.
Yep. Who?
Well, you could have put White in it at 5'8", and you would have had a better running game than
Please.
what Luai would have done. There's probably three.
No. I disagree. I think Luai is the best 5'8" option we've got. I think Cleary is the best halfback option we've got, and I think Coruscant is the best hooker option we've got.
No,
Coruscant's definitely the best.
I know you're saying don't use club combinations, but if they're the best three, they're the best three.
But they're not. They didn't
They
work.
are.
It didn't work.
But they are the best three.
They're not.
There is no one else.
No, you have a different argument. He's saying that for New South Wales, they were the best available.
We
and you're
don't
saying
have
they
I don't
anyone
were
believe
else.
they're the
because they
best
lost.
available.
Well, I know you don't. But who else are you going to put
pick
in?
alternatives. Tell me.
Well, I
You
told
said
you.
Whiten.
Whiten,
Okay.
yeah.
I'd
that's
bring
one.
you. Whiten will play 5'8", and he's a good running 5'8". Tell me what
Yep.
Luai did last night that Whiten couldn't have done and done it better.
Okay, so we go into game one, we just lose. We go into game two, we absolutely destroy them. With Luai having a great game, offsetting Cleary. We go into game three. What you want to drop? You want to drop the combination
Hang
that's
on.
worked.
Okay, so all right. So if you want to go down that path, can we have a look at last year as well? We talked about this great combination last year, and last year
Well-
in game three we got smashed.
Well, I personally think Yeo is a mistake.
Hang on.
and
There's part of the combination that I'm
hang on,
making.
and I know that's a big call because I think he's a fantastic club player. But I don't think at State of Origin you need a lock that's going to be a link man out to your backs. That's what your halfback and your 5'8".
Well, he's
But that's one of the
underperformed this
combinations I'm
series.
talking about. What about Crichton?
What about
shouldn't
Crichton?
have-
Which
well,
Crichton?
he's-
Stephen Crichton.
Stephen Crichton.
Well, I think he
He's
should have
part
been
of-
there. I think
No.
he should have been there. I
I
think
would have put Whiten there.
I think he's one of the form centres of the comp, and I would have had him.
And I
there.
don't think Liam Martin did much last night
Well,
either.
Liam Martin, I must admit, and I know that probably there's going to be a couple of Penrith supporters watching this. Liam Martin is probably my favourite forward in the comp at the moment. He's a disaster at State of Origin level. He was a disaster last year, and he's
number
a
of them
disaster this
were,
year.
yeah.
Well, no, but he was terrible. Like two times Queensland come out of dummy half.
Yep.
Liam Martin's the hooker. Liam Martin is the marker, and he's missed them. His awareness at marker is terrible.
It is, but
And,
this is
and he wasn't hitting them. Like
You're making my point.
in Clubland, he destroys them.
You're
no.
making my point.
I'm saying the halves combination should have
Okay,
stayed.
so fine, leave the halves combination, but take the other 3 or 4 Penrith players out because they are not the
Well,
best in their positions.
I'd have Crichton, and I don't know how you leave them. I don't know how you leave Martin out, but I think you've got to. I think he's proved now over the last 6 Origins
He can't
that
do it.
he just doesn't.
No. All right.
And Cleary kicked. Cleary had enough space last night on fifth tackle to kick, and he kept putting up these drop punt things. No torpedoes, no ugly kicks. I think it was one. It was one.
Well, we're going to come to kicking in a minute.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Because, honestly,
All right.
okay, 3 concussions in the first 20 minutes.
Well, the first
I-
5
first-
minutes or something, wasn't it?
Actually, in
Yeah.
the first couple of minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
It was the most brutal start to a
yeah.
game I have seen
Yeah, since
in
the early '80s. Yeah,
a long time.
it was harsh.
Yeah.
And it wasn't illegally harsh.
No, it was just big
Yeah.
It
hits.
was just hard hits.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those players that got concussed, most of them were friendly fire,
Yep.
or accidental.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Murray was a head clash.
Cobbo was friendly fire in the
Yep.
yeah.
And
that was a bad
Lindsay
look.
Collins was a friendly fire one
yeah.
as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tupou, yeah.
I've got a question for you though. So
Yep.
this is what annoys me. Jerome Luai standing over a bloke who's knocked out cold on the ground.
And yelling at him.
That's disgusting.
But
Yeah.
but unfortunately he's got form. You know.
So I just want to put that out there.
Yeah.
As much as I am a fan of his.
yeah.
And then to come out today and say I've got nothing to apologise for, dude. The guy was knocked out.
Yeah.
Mate, everyone with 2 eyes can see. You know what? In the heat of the moment, okay, yeah, no hassle. You're screaming at him.
Yep.
Afterwards, you look at it, don't you go, Oh
cringe.
man, he was knocked out. They called out a stretcher and put him in a neck brace.
But even if you don't apologise to Cobbo, you should apologise for making an idiot of yourself.
Well,
and,
I think
and having no class.
No, it's actually no class. Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, the no class Panthers.
Okay, so slight technical error.
Yeah.
Okay, so concussions. Look, it was just a hard game.
Yeah.
and
it was good.
I couldn't believe even throughout the game some of the hits that were going.
It was massive.
Yep.
Very good. All right, let's go on. This is what I want to talk about. Cherry Evans' kicking game against Nathan Cleary's kicking game.
Yep.
Cherry Evans, and I'll bring Ben Hunt into this as well. Okay, so the Queensland kicking game, let's say.
Yep.
Kick for distance, kick for 40-20s, tactically kicked early, did all that sort of stuff. Nathan Cleary kicks the same kick, like you said earlier.
On the fifth.
Same kick on the fifth, and straight up. We have Burton, who can kick like nothing on earth.
Yep.
And you've got Cleary, who can kick now.
And Luai, who's got a really good short kicking game.
Yes.
Like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
I
don't get it.
Greg Alexander was talking earlier about, it's really hard when the team that you're playing against is defending the way they were. Okay? I get that. But let me tell you, at what point did we decide let's kick early and let's kick for distance?
Yep. No.
We kept going the fifth tackle, then kicking.
And we're giving the ball at the 30 metres.
Yeah, and they're giving the ball at 30 metres. The chase was lousy.
Yep.
But you know what?
Look,
Tactics.
Cherry Evans does that continually at Manly.
Yeah.
Like he keeps the club in games with his kicking game.
Yep.
Like I would say he's probably the best on-field kicker in the comp at the moment. Hunt is way better than he was last night, even though he kicked the 40-20. His kicking game at the Dragons does the same thing. Those two guys know how to manage a game in different situations with experience.
Yep.
Like, let's face it, they've both been in first grade for 10 years.
Yep.
They've been with teams that have been decidedly average.
Yep.
They know what it's like to be belted. They know what it's like when their forwards are just going, man, what are we going to do here? And they had a smart game plan.
They did.
Unfortunately, I don't remember the last time, and this is the inexperience of the halves combination, when Cleary and Luai ever had to say, hey, our forwards are getting belted, we're not making any metres here, and the link man isn't getting anything out the back.
Yeah.
What are we going to do?
It was same old.
Yep.
Well, it's not... And those kicks were perfect. If we were making 60 metres and they were putting up 20-metre kicks, and we're driving them back 10 and they're 10 metres out from their line, perfect.
So is this a failing of the halves or is this a failing of the coach?
I think coaching. What they kind of like, have a look at how many times Queensland had a runner out on the field. Alfie Langer, he was in every shot.
Yeah.
What he's there just for fun?
Somebody said he had 61 touches last night.
I believe it. I mean, so they're just getting the message out there, and I don't know whether.
But they're just smart.
Yeah.
I mean, they played smart in the first one. Yes, we got them in the second, but they played smart last night, and it's those things that make it smart.
Yep.
And they were missing Munster.
And they were missing Munster.
Well, Talangi, who's a newbie.
Yeah. Anyway, I've got something to say about that later on.
Okay.
Munster would have killed them.
Yep.
Munster would have absolutely torn us apart. All right. New South Wales mistakes.
Right. Are we talking mistakes like that? Like the fact that that Tom Dearden is there, first game in State of Origin, and
we don't pressure him at all?
Well, it wasn't until Jacob Saifidi came on in the last 10 minutes of the first half that they were running at him.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I'm talking.
Are you talking like actual mistakes?
Mistakes, like Crichton passing out the back and losing the ball over the line. Like, I don't know how many times Talakai dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Well, Talakai didn't have a lot of opportunity.
Yeah.
No, but he dropped the ball a lot.
To be perfectly honest, I think that's coaching as well. When you're coming off the bench, there's a role you've got to play, and I think the players sometimes feel pressure to make it their moment every moment. And Talakai had what 5 minutes in the second game.
Yep.
So he's gotten thrown on in this match, playing out of position, and what do? Terrible balls. He's feeling like he's got to make a difference.
Yeah.
It means the world to him. You can see that.
Oh yeah, I'm not questioning his passion or his heart.
Yeah. So I think coaching.
But you know what? Should he have been there? I mean, let's
I would
face
have
it.
had Whiten.
Well,
Yeah.
he's had 2 or 3 good games, exceptional games. He tore Manly apart,
Absolutely.
but he's done nothing. He hasn't
But,
really done
when
it
you
since.
when you're the best player in game 1, how do you not get? And he had COVID, but how do you not get included
agree.
in game 3?
You're talking about Whiten.
Yeah, why?
Yeah.
Yeah, Whiten, and like I said, I think Talakai is a fantastic talent, but Whiten should have been there in that spot.
Sure.
Yep.
He's an old head.
And you know what? He covers centre, covers 5'8",
Yep.
and he's certainly big enough to play in the back row and be that link man if there's things
Yeah,
going wrong.
I don't think we needed another big forward. Mind you, look, I supported Talakai because I thought, well, he is a good player.
Yep.
And if he's used properly, he should have been.
Yep.
But he wasn't. It's like bringing Cook out in the last 20 minutes and saying, hey, we're being bashed up, you do your thing. I mean,
Yeah.
it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
I agree.
It just doesn't work. But New South Wales made stupid mistakes last night.
Yeah.
And in bad places,
In bad positions.
in
think-
their own half.
I think that was the more telling factor, the errors that they made, where they made them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've just let me grab a stat here. I had it up a second
Need
ago.
these stats? No.
Yeah. There was a stat that actually surprised me, and it was the Brian, you've lost it. The errors were 9-9. Believe it or not, that was the one that
Yeah,
surprised
but
me.
it's where
It's where
New South
those
Wales-
errors were made.
That's right.
And so there were at least 3 of those errors. Well, one of them led to a line dropout. That was the Crichton one. The other 2 were 10 metres out. What the Tupou one led to a try in the next set,
Yep.
and the Talakai one took us out of the game.
Well, that led to a try. So the Crichton one led to a try as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That was a
ridiculous.
counter try.
Anyway, there you go. It was where as well.
All right. Gagai versus Burton. Gagai won the fight. There's absolutely no doubt about that.
Well, because Burton didn't get a
unanimous
chance to even
decision.
take part. He was held down.
Well, he was held down after he got hit 7 times by Gagai.
Well, he was held down after he got hit about 4 times, and then got hit another 4 times.
Yeah.
I think there is something absolutely wrong with that scenario. I think it is wrong, and I'll have to agree. I think Brad Fittler has had a bit of a whinge about this already.
Yes, he has.
I think it's absolutely disgusting that there's a fight where one bloke gets clocked 7 times. The bloke that he's hitting is held in a headlock by someone, and then that bloke gets binned.
No, they were binned because they both threw punches.
Well,
That's why.
no. And the air swing is different. You can't. I mean, you say you can't judge
No.
intent. Mate, he missed him by a metre.
Doesn't
It's not
matter.
like. It's not like. Mate, that'd be like me swinging at you, mate.
He was in a fight throwing punches.
Dude,
He mightn't have been.
No. You can shirt front. You can do anything
It
you want.
wasn't what it was.
No. But that's not a binnable offence, man. This
No.
is 7 times hit in the face.
And so Tino's the third man in. He should have been binned as well.
Tino should have been binned.
Yeah, no, I agree. Look,
I would have
honestly,
accepted two bins from there and Burton being binned.
Burton had to be binned. I have no problem. I
don't think Burton should have been binned.
I would have sent Gagai off.
I agree. I thought you
Because-
weren't allowed to throw punches.
Because you're not allowed to throw punches, and because he
Mate.
was throwing them wildly, I would have sent him
And
off.
they both
and I would
got
have put Burton in
fined.
the bin.
They're fined.
What kind of disincentive is that?
Yeah, that's right.
You know what that is, mate. I certainly hope that this weekend, if my club is down down, and there's a Newcastle forward dominating, and Kepi belts him in the mouth 4 times, mate, I'm expecting a 10-minute sin bin and a piddly little fine. You hear that, NRL?
You know, it won't happen now because everybody's been bleeding about it. So now they're going to come down on Kepi
Mate,
because
it's
they
just
want to
absolutely
save
freaking
face.
ridiculous.
but
That
we-
makes me angry, I
But
tell
we
you.
know that State of Origin is reffed and ruled differently, and we've always said we're okay with it because we want to have
No,
it as a.
we're
as-
not.
not
I'm
okay
not
with
okay with it. I've never said I'm okay with it, and that was disgusting.
Yeah.
He got hit 7 times while a bloke had him in a headlock,
Yeah.
and then he got binned.
And Tino hit him again earlier in the game and didn't get.
Yeah,
I think
I
that
know.
was a
Look,
penalty,
I-
but
That was a
he
penalty.
didn't get cited
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
He should have been binned for that too.
I got to say, I actually didn't have a problem with the fight. I honestly don't have a problem. I think all this stuff we go through now, hand back to 20 paces. Honestly, sometimes it's better. Just,
I don't mind it if it was like so on the weekend when Clemmer and your bloke
yeah, Keon Kalamatangi.
Kalamatangi, they were getting into it. They were hitting each other, and it was hard and it was brutal. Mate, this is Dane Gagai running 10 metres over, to belt someone in the
Yeah,
face
no, no,
and then
no.
someone else
And
holding it.
continuously.
That's
I get
different. That is
I
different.
get
That is
that.
different from. That
It's
is
not
different
just
from,
one hit saying I'm frustrated with you.
That is.
It's actually I'm going to keep
It is.
hitting
It
you
is.
as long
That
as
is.
I can.
I don't have a problem with two blokes who they smash each other. They get up and there's a bit of a niggle and an elbow in the face in the tackle, and he gets up and he shoves him, and there's a bit of a punch or something like that. But that was ridiculous.
It was, but there's a lot of niggles in the game, be it State of Origin or in normal games, where honestly, if you just let the guy who's niggling get bashed, he'll stop doing it.
That's right. Yeah.
You know, so there's
Anyway,
some cases I don't mind.
Yeah, that's right. Like I said, when it's one on one, and
People
there's
have a lot of courage when they know they're not going to be able to get hit.
That's right.
yeah, like when you've been held in a headlock. Yeah, Tina, you've gone from one of my favourite players to like an absolute loser, Queenslander.
And look what you're wearing.
Oh, it's red. It's just the jumper I was wearing today.
Great.
All right, Ben Hunt. Poor maligned Ben Hunt
Yeah.
is an absolute superstar when it comes to State of Origin.
Look, I hated
and
what was
proved
happening.
again last night.
I hated what was happening, but if it had to happen to anybody, I was at least glad it was Ben Hunt, because I think, yeah, he needed a bit of redemption. I think everybody goes back to 15 and that terrible mistake, which I still argue wasn't completely a knock on anyway, because he knocked it backwards. But anyway, whatever.
knock-ons are not gonna come
He
in
he had to live with that for a lot of years, and
Yeah,
I thought that was if you got to lose, then I was okay with
yeah.
it.
Well, he's in a good vein of form at the moment, anyway. And I hate him because he's a Queenslander.
And like I said, I hope he's had a big night out and he's really tired and he's hung over on Saturday night completely.
Well, I
or
was
he just
hoping-
goes, look, I'm just going to take this one out.
Well, I was hoping Burton might actually get some time off.
Did
I
you
like
see-
you're going to be worried about.
Did you
that.
see Burton's face? I think he's going to have the weekend off. It's got 7 fist marks in it from Dane Gagai.
Yeah.
And his neck's a bit twisted from Tina. Anyway, sorry. Stop harping. Continue
Stop
on.
harping.
All right, next.
There's always next year.
Can I just say, Joey Johns, I love ya.
Actually, no.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
You thought he's petulant
Yep.
little
I
dummy
like-
spit?
Yeah,
No,
we have to
come
put
on.
up with you mob pissing on, moaning and boning about it for the next year. That's right,
Oh,
absolutely.
No, that
no,
was
you know what?
And
no.
then he went off and sulked.
No, you know what? You know
Seriously.
why I hate it? I hate it because Queenslanders are out there saying, we know what State of Origin is. We've got passion. And did you hear the commentator? The commentators irritate the living daylights out of me. Oh, look, be wary of the wounded Queenslander. Oh, they're going to come back. Get stuffed. We know what State of Origin is. We are passionate. We hate you.
No.
Yes,
I'm sorry,
and that's
we
all
are
he was
not.
saying.
Maybe
And you
you
know
should have
what?
got picked.
And you know what? No. And
wrong.
all he's done is say, listen, Cameron Smith, every time it comes up, you rub our faces in it. You know what? Get stuffed. I don't care. 2 thumbs up, Joey Johns. I
I'm
tell
sorry.
you, those things you did during your career, I hate you. I hate that you beat Manly in that grand final. I love that comment. I hate Queensland. All right, continue on.
Seriously, I think that he was petulant and he was sulky and he was a little bit of a baby last night, and I thought it was beneath him to do that.
So you don't think so? So what he said? So it would have been better for him to say, "Yes, well done, Queensland. You guys are legend. I can't wait for the next 12 months where you continually
Seriously,
rub
if
our
your
faces in it."
If your children lose a game of something, do you really appreciate them running off and sulking?
No, it
Or do
wasn't
you want
like
to say,
that.
accept
No.
the loss because you're going to have losses, but
Yeah,
next
yeah,
time
yeah.
you
You
might
know
win.
what? You're going to have losses. Do the Queenslanders sit there and say, "Well, we were lucky to get away with that one. It was just a freak catch from Ben Hunt, because if it had gone over him, you
No.
guys would have scored
Well,
a
you
one."
know what?
No,
Actually-
because they don't say that. They rub our faces in it.
I-
And all he was doing was saying, "Get stuffed."
You're going to set the dog off again.
This is like a tennis match.
I actually think, seriously, I've come to believe it does mean more to Queensland than
No,
you thought
it
was.
doesn't.
It
And
does.
that comment proves it. You know
No.
what? If we all went like that, it'd show them that it meant as much to us. It means as much to me.
if it-
I can't hack it.
If
I
it
saw
meant-
I saw an 8-year-old kid wearing a maroon jersey today, wanted to pick him up and throw him into the ocean.
If it meant as much to New South Wales as it does to Queensland, we would have won last night. We would have won the first game.
No.
No, we are a better team. They are a better team,
I
and
know.
they don't have the passion
What
to
we
win
need
it.
is a... It doesn't matter. Right.
No, you're wrong. Anyway,
I know I'm right. Thank you.
Oh, dear.
bring on next year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, is there anything else you want to add? Or you're out of breath.
Bring on the rest of the season. Now,
Yeah, actually,
now
isn't a good now state of origin.
got rid of all of that
Focus on
stuff.
what's important.
Jeez.
No, wrong attitude. That was what was important. So you're one of them. You're one of them New South Welshmen.
Seriously, I couldn't.
Oh no, you couldn't care less. I'm nearly at the point where I would rather New South Wales win the comp. No, I won't say that.
Than Manly.
No, I'm not going to say that.
I was just about to say.
A Sydney team win the comp than a Queensland team. Is that what you're saying?
I just don't want to lose to Queensland anymore.
Look, he says Queenslanders have more passion, or he doesn't. They don't have more passion. And look at the colours that his team
That's
wears.
right.
Yeah, that's my team. My team were around before Queensland, mate.
No, but you're saying Queensland don't have passion. And you're looking like a Queenslander.
You've got the same colour as Queensland. Is that the best you've got?
Oh dear.
Well, it's more frustrating is that my club captain said damn captain and killed us. All right, sorry.
All right, so let's wrap this up. So, good luck to Queensland. They were the better team. They showed more passion, more heart, and they won.
Don't believe
They were
that.
the better team on the night. They weren't
2
the
nights
better
out
team.
of 3.
Yes.
Yes.
But they were better
We
team
beat
on the
them a
night.
combined score 66-40. We win.
50.
Oh, congratulations. Now it's an aggregate score to win State
Correct.
of Origin, not...
Correct.
Yeah. All right, thanks for watching. It was Stephen and Tom and Brian on NRL from the Sidelines, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
See ya.